anything tangible be
The priority.
the priority, right? Because my bank account might say one thing, but my spiritual account might say something different.
Yeah,
So-
but that's
so,
the thing. You all don't have enough resources and enough network and community because to the black folk that are in here, we don't have enough men that are standing up and saying like, hey, like before I was able to lead my wife and my family, I submitted first. You don't hear a lot of men saying that. So then you see the men that are seeing the
Why would shout out to Let's Talk. I got this clip from Let's Talk podcast. Shout out to her. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description. And salute to all you guys subbing to the channel, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell of notification. So this video is from Let's Talk, and she's doing her podcast here about she's a coach or something like that, and she's talking to most of her from she said from analytics, most of her crowd is females, of course, and you could tell as she's speak further into the podcast. But this guy that comes up here, man, the one that just talked, he's about to break her down, man, and he's trying to let her know that men don't submit to women. I don't know where women get this from, but we're gonna let him get into it and see what her mindset is.
NFL players, they're seeing the rappers, they're seeing all these athletes online, and their first thought is to like get money first, and then they have no clue how to actually lead and submit to a woman. Sometimes it's not about, we talked about hormones and her attitude and all of those things earlier today. Like sometimes it's like, hey, like you have to figure out whether this is a battle worth fighting. And I don't think that some men, not all, some men have an example of what it looks like to even submit to that woman. Like for some people, that is a crazy statement that submission is a part of commitment in a relationship.
Yeah, I think it may be just semantics, but you might do something better than me, right? And so I can acquiesce, but I never submit to no woman, never. Because you know why? Because it's not even in the order of anything natural.
But God told you to. That's what we keep forgetting.
I don't know if God told.
I don't know what Bible she's reading, but obviously you know how women do. They come up with words. They come up with titles that's in the Bible that's nowhere near it, and they just make up as they go along.
Me too, or the Bible told people to, but God gave me a natural order. Now, what they put in the Bible or in the Talmud, the Torah, or the Quran, or whatever, man wrote that too.
But see, that's the thing.
Facts.
The natural order for a man to submit, it doesn't mean that you're less than. It doesn't mean that you're number two. It means that you're prioritizing who's the best person for that moment in that second, right?
The lioness.
That is what that actually means. It doesn't mean you're lower than. It doesn't mean that I'm wearing the pants today. It doesn't mean any of that. It
Absolutely
means that
not.
you are the one that has enough knowledge and wisdom, which is what I'm leaning on. You have the provision. You have the discernment to say, you know what? There you go. That's you right there. That is actually what it means.
And I said I have no problem acquiescing to the lioness being the hunter. The lioness is the hunter. That's what you do, baby. You hunt. I fucking kill. It's a difference. There's always an order. It's a reason why you teach the babies to cleave and I teach their ass to leave. It's a reason why your anatomy is inner and mine is outer. You emotion first, ego second. I'm ego first, emotion second. It don't mean that we can't acquiesce inside of that too and have synergy. But when you become divine feminine and when I become divine masculine, now I can limit my ego to hear where you're coming from emotionally. And you can limit your emotions to see where I'm coming from egotistically. And that's called harmony. And that's what we got to have.
Submission.
Huh?
That's called submission.
Well, I'm saying, Queen, the first thing I said was I'm not going to get caught up on the semantics of that. But I personally, I will never submit to a woman because that's not what the universal God made that to be. Now,
big facts. That's big facts. And many times women seems to get that over, and they hate to hear the word submit when it comes correlating with them. They think it's a bad word or something, or you talking to a child or something like that. But submissive is more of a type, and most of the real women, they know what that really, really means. I'm talking about the real women, but other women that just hear that and just let it go over their heads, and they just being ignorant to the fact that that's not the role that they play. They don't understand that, but they want to be in the leadership role and the masculine role, and they play all of this, and then they wonder why they can't get a man. This is why. And then you got 100% masculine guy. And then, by the way, this guy name is Steve Bagger. He used to be a NFL player. I didn't know that. Yeah, Steve Bagger, Bags. So he's spitting some game, man.
I will let a woman do what she does best. Absolutely, baby. Fucking take off. I do not want to do no clerical shit. Please handle that.
Into the semantics, but that's exactly what you're doing. Like what you're describing is legit semantically, verbally, and literally submission. That's exactly what you're describing.
Okay, so does it make you feel better? Talking about emotions. If it makes you feel better for me to say, hey, baby, I submit to you on the clerical duties. Wow. Does that make you feel better?
Why the sarcasm?
No, I'm saying
the men that know how to submit to their women are living a happy wife, happy life. Everything is well, and I think that this bravado.
I'm sorry to keep pausing this, but these women, this is their old school talk. This happy wife, happy life crap. So what is the man? We just supposed to sit around and just be miserable all day and let the women tell it. They ain't happy in the relationships. So most of them really ain't. They just feel like they settling. But guys, we don't settle neither. This is crazy, man. It's always one-sided in these relationships. And these females just got this poor mindset of feel like everything's about them. Another thing, women used to be the prize. And in today's society, in today's age, men are. Now you can take it how you want to, but men are the prize nowadays. Y'all are not. Y'all are just a headache.
Castrated.
I would never submit to
and that goes to any woman.
A woman is.
Those men are castrated. Because you'll never hear a real man say happy wife, happy life. It's happy us to get your ass off the bus.
The real man trope is a dangerous conversation. Period. And I think as you have like other men in this room, this whole like real man thing it's a very dangerous trope. And you're saying that you're not going to submit to a woman that you marry because she has wisdom, because she has discernment, because she's going to, because she's going to incubate and multiply anything that you bring to the table, right? That's something that God gave a woman that you'll never have. So when you sit here and you say that you'll never submit, that's a crazy, crazy statement.
So you hear the only people screaming is women, right? So we
What
I want you to understand is when I was speaking, you had men and women clapping because I'm speaking from a universal perspective, not a masculine or feminine perspective. I'm speaking from the perspective of nature. And guess what? It could be, once again, I could be up here talking conjecture or innuendo, but I came up here to actually pay homage to you because I was rejoicing about what you were saying about how our women have to start holding themselves to a higher standard emotionally. And no matter if the man shows up or not, you are the first teachers of the children. You are the first teachers of the seed. So guess what? No matter what that man do, you still got to be like Big Mama. He went out and had a baby on you. He did all this and do that. You knew who he was before you opened your legs to him.
But I think that men need to hear more emotion. Men need to be emotionally more intelligent as well. And the trope that you're projecting.
This is what they keep going to, man. The emotional women make up all kind of stuff, man. What's the word they use? The emotional intelligence, I forgot the other word that they use, man. All this stuff is just projecting towards themselves because they can't find some of them, they know who they really are. And most of you women that's really stand 10 toes down in your femininity, we salute y'all and we respect that. But most of these women that's out here, these modern women with this mindset like her, and they have this following, and it's dangerous to the society because these are black women are the most group of people that you cannot say nothing to, hold them accountable, or hold their feet to the fire. They're always the one that's in front, the mouth wide open. They never have the top lip and bottom lip together, and they're always with the victim mindset. And this is a dangerous group of women, man, that just has a microphone to come up. They have nothing to do. They just bored, and they just grab a microphone and just go to talking. This is absurd, man. It's really absurd.
In this room right now is very dangerous, because when you say that you're not going to submit, it's telling you that you have a deficit, that there's a lack there. And I think that if more men could actually hear other men talking about, hey, I am listening, I am understanding, I am conceding, I am yielding, you'll actually see a lot more men have basically a mutual understanding, as well as be happier in relationships. It's not a weak thing. It's not to say that you're not a strong man by saying that there's things that you are smart enough to say, my girl got that.
I may be missing something. I just want to say this, and I'm gonna land my plane. I may be missing something, but I told you I don't have a problem with acquiescing to what you do better than me. I already said that. So how do you want me to say it in another language? If you cook better than me, baby, go tear that fucking kitchen up. But guess what? It's some things that's not necessarily submitting.
What is so problematic about submission to you?
And then I came back.
What is so problematic about that?
Because we have to understand in this life, we do have order, and that's what's going on. Our culture is out of order. We celebrate the wrong things. We talk about the wrong things. And that's why we can't be in harmony with our relationships. We've adopted all these Eurocentric ideals about what love is. You don't love like anybody else. You don't live like anybody else. And you don't look like anybody else. Why do you have to do something that somebody else gave you based on their construct? Start to find out who it is, what your relationship requires for you and your mate, not what everybody in the whole world says. Because at the end of the day, they're okay with Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve. And there ain't nothing wrong with nobody's sexual thing, because we know y'all are trying to hang me to the cross about that. But I'm just telling you, thank you, my brother. There's something going on right now where we do have to have these conversations. I was celebrating you because I think that if a sister hears from another successful sister about controlling her emotions, then she could be like, dang, I didn't know my baby daddy was dealing with that kind of trauma. That's why he wasn't here. Then he can come back and say, dang, I didn't know my baby mama was molested. That's why she has this kind. These are the things that's going on in our community that we're not talking about. That's why the trauma's there.
Yeah,
that's why the drama's there.
You're actually describing exactly what I'm talking about. And your issue with submission, you're literally describing what I'm saying.
No.
We're still talking about submission.
Okay.
We're still talking about submission.
She's stuck on submission. She just gaslighting right now. He's talking about submission point, and she's just going on and on about, she's really trying to butt break him and trying to concede to the submitting role. Real men don't submit to women. That's the women's job. And if they only knew what it really meant, the real women doesn't have an issue or problem with that. They really don't, because they really know what that really means. It doesn't mean obey or discipline or none of that stuff. And a lot of them go to the word. They go to the Bible just to use that as an scapegoat. But if they really keep throwing that Bible word around and really know what it meant, then they knew what submission really, knows what it really means. But women like this, they just say, just talking outside of their neck.
Because you're harping on this emotional, intelligent component, and I get that, and I understand this actually is a mutual respect. But when you say divine order doesn't have the end in the actual union. That's all I'm trying to explain to you, is that when you have a relationship with somebody, right, and you're trying to, exactly what you described, understand where that person's coming from. Maybe there's triggers that this person had from many moons that has nothing to do with you, but it's coming up. That act of saying, hey, let's sit down and figure out what is going on with you so that we can move forward and we can be in a happier place. Innately, that is submission. So I think that is just
it's just the word.
A difference in how we understand that word. But I think that saying that you would never submit to a woman is just a very dangerous trope. I'll die on that hill.
In the context.
Guys. Hold up. I do agree with you, because, man, this was just a lot of tennis to watch right now. And shout out to y'all.
I didn't know what was going on.
This is real podcast. Speak about that on social media now, everybody. People don't want to hear from your perspective.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Look at this. Truth about dating that people don't want to hear. Oh my gosh.
So she asked them a question about what is about dating that people don't want to hear. So she told he deferred to her, saying, you could go first. She got so much to say about these topics and the submitting role and acquiesce and all kind of stuff. So he's gonna go to her, but now she's had some mind fart here, and he's gonna really take over about what she's really saying.
The truth about dating that people don't want to hear. Ooh. I actually feel like, do you mind going for it first?
You see how she had to come back to the king? You see how it's the order? No. This is spiritual. No, listen, y'all. This is spiritual. I'm not playing. She had to come back. She had to come back because I created the order. I'm an alchemist. I change the energy wherever I go. It's okay. I can be wrong, but I'm righteous right now. I'm not trying to be right. I'm here to be righteous.
Right.
So check game. To answer your question, the rules ain't the same for everybody in dating.
She don't realize that she's proving his point every time that he's talked.
The rules ain't the same. You think Chris Brown, old lady, saying something about him slobbing motherfuckers down on the concert floor? No. The rules ain't the same in dating for everybody. If you got more money, if you got more status, if you got more looks, I get away with more than the ugly nigga that it worked 9 to 5. It is what it is. Why do we have to pray like we crazy? If you got a bunch of followers on the ground, if you got a bunch of money or a bunch of people know you, the rules are not the same.
It's not.
I land my plane.
Tizia, I'm sorry. Baby girl, go.
She don't know what to say.
I was gonna let this slide, but let me say this. I personally think that even when you're speaking about like your divine order, and I think this is the mishap, right? Because we had a whole bunch of people clapping when he's like, oh, you see how she had to come back to the king. Let me tell you this, sometimes a king know how to shut up. Sometimes a king knows how to let his woman have a moment where she's not quite, where she's, hold on though, when she's off her, when she don't really know what's really going on. She hasn't really gathered her words, and guess what? Doesn't need an announcement, okay? It doesn't need you see how you had to come back? And this type of behavior is why a lot of women are rah-rah. A lot of women are being the man. A lot of women are masculine. A lot of women are defensive, because this just interaction where I thought we had created this unity, you took a moment of me needing to pause and think to take over this audience. It's not necessary.
Kevin Samuel said it best. Sign. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. This woman don't want to agree or just admit to anything. She's turning this around to act like as if this her word is just straight bond. And this guy, he's pretty much done just threw the towel in, like he done gave up, which is, he was beating on every point that she was trying to make. She literally was proving his point, about the submission stage and and divine and order and all that. She ain't trying to hear all that. Her fan base is mostly like 98 to 100% women. So of course they're gonna listen to stuff like this, leading in the wrong direction, going down the wrong path, 100 miles an hour, nowhere fast. This is the type of woman that's grabbing microphones and just speaking on nothing. They don't even know what they're talking about. But I'm gonna speed it up a little bit more, get further into it, and his partner's about to come up there and really shed a light on some things about her, what she was talking about earlier. And this really was a thing. So here come his partner that comes up there. So we're going to see what he had to say.
What's going on, y'all? I'm J-Mo. What's up, Les? You good?
He was on one of my episodes, by the way.
Bestie was good. Okay, so.
You see Les all up on with the, with the brothers. She feeling the black brothers. Shout out to Les.
I heard you say, what did you say again?
Never let your heart lead you to a place your eyes haven't seen.
All right, bet. So you believe in God, right?
Absolutely, positively.
All right, bet. When you read the Bible, have you ever seen him in person?
No.
All right, bet. When you read the Bible and God talk to you, he tell you exactly where to go, right? And you follow, right? All right, bet. It's the same thing. And you can't separate man from God. And that's what's going on right now, right?
Dang.
So at the end of the day, what's happening is you saying God sent me a man, right, made in your image. But when he sent him to you, you second guessing him. So ultimately, you're second guessing God. So do you really believe in God?
Dang.
With all due respect, I think
Man, I
this
wish
is
I had
like
my
a jump
soundboard
in
together.
parallel.
No. What I'm saying is because at the end of the day, the baseline of both of those contexts is faith, and either you believe or you don't.
Well, I would like to say that I coach thousands of women, and I hold on.
But
if
are
I
you
may,
coaching
if I
them
may,
the right way though?
if I may,
They need
I
their money
have
back.
thousands of women that discuss these issues with me on a daily basis. And what I'm saying and what I'm seeing, because I do think that there is science and evidence to dating that people maybe don't want to acknowledge, but the same thing that you're saying, and I'm guessing that you're insinuating that is that you don't have to see it in order to actually believe it. And I just want to personally share with you is like those divorced women that didn't see it, they're in.
Was you the one that said never let your mind lead you to things that your eyes can't see? And that goes back to his point what he was talking about. And then that's also another example he was using far as with the Bible. How does, and it's only our group of people that will believe something far as in the religious scripture and stuff like that, but you never seen this person. But you got so much belief and faith into something like that until you don't see. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say, well, hell, you believe in oxygen, you don't see air, but you believe you can breathe though, right? So you believe in oxygen, but you can't see air. It's a two-way street, man. It's kind of discombobulating, but I apply that towards religion, and that's why I don't participate in what some of it, because a lot of it really don't make sense. And a lot of women, they throw that in the picture when they get all back against the wall. They want to throw the Bible, and go to quoting stuff and stuff. I don't even think it was really intent for him to be talking to women. I actually think Lucifer was a female. Some may say different, but neither here or there.
My chat, the women that believed in a man that was building, that was trying to figure it out, that was transitional, that was in and out, that was cheating, that was dishonest, that was not transparent, those women are also in my community. And so I just think that it really just speaks for itself. And I don't think it's really where I was going.
Yeah, so she's going to go on her little crazy spiel about something that's meaningless. She's going to spin the narrative and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to leave it right here, man. This is Let's Talk. She's really doing her thing on the show, man. The white lady in the middle of the couch. She has a lot of hosts and guests far as relationship talk and other hot topics and stuff. So y'all go check out though, man. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description, man. So y'all go check out. So what do y'all think about this video so far, man? Do y'all think men should submit to women, or women are just out here really trying to change the narrative, or they trying to make the man submit to them? And it's really pretty much castrating the man if they go on that right now. Only people that's really doing that is really simps. Simps is really playing that role. They're willing to do any and everything a woman tell them to do, just because they're the ones that have no action, no backbone. To you simps, man, I can't stand you simps, and it's a whole lot of you that got microphones that really don't need to have. But guys like this, shout out to Steve Baggs. He was telling the truth, man, and he vibrate pretty high, man. He vibe high. So shout out to him, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. I'm out. Peace.